So let's quickly discuss the next one, which is comparison operators. Comparison operators. JavaScript have a couple of comparison operators. The first one is equals to, which I used briefly while I was demonstrating getting even numbers. So remember that this operator is different from the single equals to, which we have in the assignment operator. This is different from this because this one is double. So this equals to means to check equality of a value. This one checks equality of a value. So let's say, let X, take out this ones. So let X equals to 4 and let Y equals to 5. So comparison operators will check the value of two variables or direct numbers or anything at all and gives you a Boolean result. Boolean result meaning true or false. So when you are comparing two stuff, it will tell you whether your comparison is true or is false. So if we say X equal to Y, it will return false because 4 is not equals to 5. So if we make another variable Z equals to 4, and we do console.log X equals to Z, and this one will give us true. So you see here, false, the first one, the second one is true. So comparison operators gives us Boolean results. The second comparison operator is strictly equals to. You see, this one is double equal sign. This one is 3 equal sign. When you have 3 equal sign, it means strictly equals to. And this simply means that JavaScript is going to compare not only the values, but it's going to also check for the type. So let's look for an example. So if I say 4 and let Y equals to 4, remember what I told you about the quotes. Once it's inside a quote, it's no longer a number, it's a string. So if we now say console.log X strictly equals to Y, what do you think this will give us? It's going to give us false. You know why? Because the data type of this one is an integer and the data type of this one is a string. So the two is not strictly equal. But if we do console.log X equals to Y, this will give us true, because equals to compares only the value and not the data type. So whenever you want to make sure that two variables are of the same value and also the same data type, you use strictly equals to. If you want to check only the value, you use equals to. So the next operator we are going to discuss is not equals to. Not equals to, the symbol is exclamation followed by equal sign. So this checks if two values are not equal to each other. And remember, because it's just one, it's going to check for the value and not the data type. So let's put on another example down here. We say we are going to use the same example for this. So we said not equals to. We want to check if this x is not equals to y. It's going to give us false because they are equal. We are asking, is x not equal to y? The values, remember, this checks for the value and not the data type. If we do let z equals to 6, for example, and we do console log z not equals to x, this will give us true because z is not equals to x. And if you run that, you get true. It only checks the value. It has nothing to do with the data type, which is this one. The next one is strictly not equals to, and the symbol is exclamation with double equal to. So this is the opposite of this one, and this is the opposite of this one. Strictly not equals to is going to check that the value are not equal and the data type are not equal. So if we do console.log z y strictly not equals to x. And what do you think this will give us? It's going to give us true because they are not strictly equal. They are equal in value, but they are not equal in data type. This one is a string, this one is a number, integer. So strictly not equal is going to give us true for this. So if we change this one, if we create another variable, let's a equals to 4, and we check, is it strictly not equal x and a? Strictly not equal is going to give us false because a is 4 and x is 4. So they are equal. When you said not equal, it means it's going to return true if the values are not equal. So because they are equal, it's going to return false. And remember, it will also check the data type. So the two data type is the same. So that is why it returns false. The next one is greater than and less than. Greater than and less than. So greater than or less than is simply as the name implies. It checks if the right side is greater than the left side is greater than the right side. or the right side is less than the the left side is less than the right side. So let's put that into practice. Let x equals to 5 and let y equals to 9. Now we want to check if x greater than y. Remember I told you comparison operators will always return you Boolean. Either your condition is true or false. So if you run this, you get false because 5 is not greater than 9. And we can test the less than also here to say x less than y. So the second condition will return true because 5 is less than 9. That is on less than and greater than. We also have a combination of less than and equals to. So we have greater than and equals to, or less than and equals to. So this one, we check for two conditions. It's going to check for either it is greater than or it is equal to. So it's not that the two conditions must be true. One of the conditions must be true for it to return true, except both are false. We do an example. Let's this be 5, 5, for example. So if we run this right now, is x greater than y, is going to return false because they are equal, you see? But when we change this to greater than or equals to sign, this is going to return true because it fulfills the second condition of equality. So this checks for greater than or equal to. And the same applies to less than or equals to. If we check if x is less than y, it's going to give us false. But if we check if it's less than or equal to, it's going to give us true because one of the conditions is met. Now, there's one more comparison operator that is called Ternary Operator, and it is question mark. Ternary operators are used to chain logic in one line. It's going to be a little bit technical at our stage right now, but I'll just give you a quick example of it, of how to use ternary operation. So if we say let x equals to 5 and let y equals to 10. So let's say we want to assign a value to z based on some condition of x and y. So we want to say x, if x less than y, the ternary operation comes in here. If x less than y, I want our z to be yes, else no. Now, if I console log z, what do you think it will print? Can anyone guess?
S less than Y is yes, yes.
So it will print yes. So that is the use of ternary operation. This is an if condition written in one line. So ternary operation gives us that ability. So this you might not fully understand now. When we do if condition, then I can explain this better. But just know this is how you can use ternary operation. So for today's task, one is to check the following numbers to know if they are even, odd, or a prime number. 20, 25, 30, 35, 43, and 57. And the second one is to declare a variable for each of the following words and use what you have learned to build up a sentence. And the last one is to calculate the exponential value of 42. So when I mean exponential value is 42 raised to power 2. And that marks the end of this lesson. Hope to see you in the next class.